Hi Pisces, welcome to your love reading for April 2019. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. I've already shuffled the decks, so let's go ahead and begin. This is for confirmation, but first let's get you 9 cards from this deck. This is a love reading for the sign of Pisces for April 2019. The first card you have, Pisces, is the Hierophant. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for April. Page of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for April. 5 of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for April. Page of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for April. 4 of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for April. The World. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for April. Queen of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for April. 2 of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for April. And the 2 of Cups. What's the most important message that Pisces needs to hear about their love life for April 2019? The message that you have, Pisces, is the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups is saying there is a lot of happiness around you. This is about being extremely content. But this also is the wish card, which means that in the month of April, there can be a wish that may be granted. This could be meeting a new partner, getting back together with an ex, or having a relationship or marriage work out. So we'll come back to this card in a bit and see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Also, if you would like to get a private reading with me, just go to my website, channelguidance.com. I'll put a link down below. Also a link to my Facebook, and you should be watching this on YouTube channel, Channeled Guidance Tarot. Okay, so let's see what you have going on here. Let's start at the top. You have the Hierophant, the Page of Pentacles, and the 5 of Swords. So to me, you know, that the Hierophant, this is a very spiritual card, and it does represent kindred spirits, soulmates, have a really strong spiritual bond with someone. It can also represent marriage. You know, what I see here, it's like somebody is looking at their connection with you. Because the Page of Pentacles is practically looking at something under a microscope. They're trying to figure something out. They're studying it. Just the way you see the page studying the pentacle there. Somebody is looking at their connection to you. Somebody is maybe trying to figure out if you are their true soulmate or, you know, their spiritual connection to you. However, you do have the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords can sometimes represent either a very unwise decision that someone has regretted. Maybe somebody left you. Maybe somebody broke up with you. And maybe just now they're looking at how they really feel about you. Maybe they're having regrets. They can also represent sabotage or self-sabotage. And this can be the same thing. That maybe somebody left. They sabotaged the relationship without knowing it. And now they're kind of thinking about their feelings for you. Just going to keep in mind that this is kindred spirits and soulmates, and somebody is looking at this very carefully. It can be your partner, but it can even be you if you recently left somebody. It could be that you still feel drawn to that person. You can't stop thinking about them. And the 5 of Swords, this is usually kind of negative energy. It's just someone who made a mistake. Somebody who messed things up. And it can be, you know, perhaps one partner leaving the other, or it can even be that there was sabotage around the relationship where two people really did belong with each other. They belong together. Now, another thing that I see here is that there's 2 pages. So for the sign of Pisces, communication could be really important in the month of April. It could be that you're hearing maybe from someone you really wanted to hear from, which definitely ties in with the main energy. The 9 of Cups, a wish is granted perhaps around communication, or perhaps for those who are coupled, you're finally having that conversation that you really want to have, perhaps around marriage, because you do have a marriage card here and a marriage card here. But what we also have in the second row is there's a lot of changes around your love life. The Page of Wands does represent positive changes and excitement. There's adventure around your love life. And there's also there's like a new door opening for you in the month of April. This is a new cycle. And I feel like I should tell the sign of Pisces that it's there for you, but it doesn't mean that it's absolutely going to happen. It's like if you want to open that door, just know that there's a very happy and stable relationship waiting for you. And for some of you, maybe you're already with that person, and maybe you just need to let that relationship grow. Maybe you really need to recognize each other as kindred spirits and soulmates. You know, but this is an ending and a new beginning, a new chapter. Maybe for those who are getting engaged or getting married, because this is a marriage card and this is a marriage card. there's just change. You know, there's some type of excitement around your love life. Some of you could also be moving in with a partner. There could be talk of commitment. And perhaps for some of you, someone is looking at that with the Page of Pentacles. They're thinking about maybe asking you to marry them, or asking you to move in, or perhaps asking you to maybe be exclusive. There's some type of, you know, positive change for the sign of Pisces for April. Now down here, we have your energy here because you're a water sign. You have the Two of Swords and the Two of Cups. So there's a strong message here of a choice. There's a choice for the sign of Pisces. So it could be a choice of partner for some. Maybe there's more than one person on your radar. Perhaps there's a choice, you know, as far as, are you going to take somebody back? Are you going to marry somebody? This is usually a really difficult decision. This is something that's really complicated. It can be you, or it can even be your partner. This is someone who is stuck because they refuse to take action. And it can definitely tie in with the Two of Swords, the Five of Swords up there, where somebody made a mistake. They sabotage a relationship without knowing. And it can be maybe that they're stuck as far as, you know, reaching out to you. But you do have 2 pages, so I do see communication for Pisces. But here, this is someone who refuses to take action, someone who is putting on the blinders and refuses to make a decision or take action towards the soulmate connection, because this is the soulmate card. So you actually start with the soulmate card, the Hierophant, and then you end with the soulmate card. So for the sign of Pisces, there's just a strong kind of like soulmate energy for April. And for some of you, it could be that you're meeting this soulmate. For those who are completely single, your wish is being granted. You're meeting the soulmate. For those who are already with that person, it's just that things are working out for you. Things are changing. And I definitely see that here in this middle row with the Page of Wands and the World. Okay, let's see what else comes up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for April 2019? You have the Ace of Wands. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for April? Seven of Wands. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for April? And the Five of Wands. Okay, so what I see here, this is a pretty crystal clear message. There is a new beginning for the sign of Pisces. This is a clean slate. This means that you can work things out with your present partner. This is a card of completely kind of, you know, just completely everything off the table. Everything is forgiven and forgotten and starting over from scratch. But you do have to fight for this. You have the Five of Wands and the Seven of Wands. This is confrontation, not in a negative way, but this is you really speaking up for yourself and standing your ground. Maybe your partner has treated you very unfairly, because there's something here. The Five of Swords, you know, this is someone who sabotaged a relationship, or someone who just made a very bad decision. So there is a new beginning here for you, but you do have to speak up. You have to stand your ground, and maybe you have to draw the line somewhere with your partner. I do see here that maybe there was a lot of fighting, a lot of misunderstandings with the Five of Wands, maybe a lot of bickering. This can even be that maybe you just were not on the same page. But I do feel that, you know, with the Five of Swords, somebody just made a mistake, and maybe they're going to be trying to make this up to you, because I do see right here, I do see some communication for the sign of Pisces. Now, another thing that I missed here is that you have the Hierophant, which of course is this card of kindred spirits and soulmates. You have it here, and then you have this, you know, the soulmate card here. For some of you, this can represent the sign of Taurus, which can be your partner or an ex. So I feel like there's just change. There is change around your love life, and there is stability. There's a long-term relationship very close to you. And for those of you, you know, where you're already coupled, this is your partner, or it can be somebody new. Okay, let's get some cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for April 2019? You have the Empress. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for April? The Hangman. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for April? And the Queen of Cups. So the repeat card is your energy, because you're a water sign. But if you have a partner who's also a water sign, either another Pisces, a Cancer, or Scorpio, this can represent them. You know, what I see right here, because your energy or your partners came out with 2 major arcanas, the Empress and the Hangman. So, I mean, this is pretty significant stuff, because the Empress, this is telling you can have it all. Even if it seems hopeless, maybe even if there was a, you know, falling out, somebody maybe really messed up. The Empress is saying that you can still have it all with this person. The Empress means that you can be extremely happy, where you don't have to compromise anything. You can have everything that you wanted. Love, happiness, success, abundance. It's all there for you. It's waiting for you. It's just on hold. You have the Hangman. Things, for some reason, for the sign of Pisces, what you want, and this amazing energy from the Four of Wands and the Empress, it's there. For some reason, it's on hold. It's in limbo. Maybe somebody needs to take action because, you do have the Two of Swords here. Somebody needs to make a decision. For some of you, there can also be an Aries involved because you have the Empress, which represents the sign of Aries. So I feel here, that there's something huge waiting for Pisces. It's just that you're waiting for it. For some reason, there's stuck energy here with the Hangman. This is also stuck energy, and this can be because someone is refusing to take action, refusing to make a decision. It can be you, or it can be your partner, or it can be your ex. I just see, soulmate energy here and soulmate energy here. You also have number 2, so that represents choices. There are choices and decisions to be made, and they do have to be made if you want to move forward. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the X spread using this deck right here. I already shuffled it, so let me just get these out of the way. And for the X spread, it can be someone you had a long-term committed relationship with, but it can even be someone that you dated and you just want to know if they're going to call you again or if there's still a chance of getting to know them. Show me the energies around Pisces and their ex for April. 10 of Pentacles. Pisces and their ex for April. The World. Pisces and their ex for April. Knight of Cups. Pisces and their ex for April. King of Wands. Pisces and their ex for April. 8 of Cups. Pisces and their ex for April. 2 of Swords. So you do have a couple of repeat cards here. You have the World and the 2 of Swords. These cards both came out in the first spread that I did for you. So these are, when they repeat themselves like this, it's usually something really significant. Here is the World from the first deck. I'll put it there. And then you also had the 2 of Swords, which, here they are. There is stuck energy around you and your ex. So let's take a look at this and see what it means for you. You have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is a relationship. This is stability. And we're asking about a relationship where you're no longer together. You broke up for whatever reason. You are no longer a couple. You might still be talking, but you're not together. But the 10 of Pentacles is saying there can still be a relationship here. This is a relationship, but it's also stability, and it's even a card of marriage. Now, there does have to be, I feel like the World is here, because the World does represent, and it's a repeat card, that it's just time to move on to a new cycle. It could be that maybe you were stuck, which we do see right here. Maybe you were stuck in that relationship, and it was just not moving forward. It was not changing. And it needs to change. And with the World 2 times, you can't help it. There has to be a change in the relationship. It's time to move on to the next chapter of your relationship. Maybe it's time for marriage. Maybe it's time for commitment. There is a change that has to be there. It has to be there. And then you have the Knight of Cups here. Another card of change and movement. So I feel like, this can also be healing the World. I feel like there's going to be some type of, change with the Knight of Cups. This is usually some type of proposal from somebody. And it can be, since this is an X spread, this can be a proposal to get back together, to talk, maybe talk about what happened. It's just that you have to know that things cannot stay the same. Not with the World here 2 times. It's time for a new cycle for you and for your partner, for your ex. It's time for, for you to close a door to maybe all the problems that you had in your relationship before you broke up. It's time to heal those things. But the Knight of Cups is saying you can still move forward. This is a positive change in your love life, a positive change in your love life regarding your ex. You do have the King of Wands here, which is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can even represent you if you have a moon or rising in a fire sign. What we have here is, this is a goodbye. Somebody chose to move on because they were not happy. They made a decision to walk away. And it can be, for those of you where maybe you left your partner, you left your ex for whatever reason that, you had. Maybe you found out they were cheating. Or you found out that maybe they just weren't what you thought you wanted them to be. Maybe there's a need to confront this, because you did have the 7 of Wands in the first spread. The King of Wands, if it's not a person, if there is no fire sign, maybe you're not a fire sign, you don't have a moon or rising, and they're not a fire sign. The King of Wands is actually the need to take the lead, the need to take action. and considering that you have this 2 times, that could very well be the message for most of you. There's a need to really take action where things fell apart because somebody walked away here. Somebody decided they were not happy. It can't be you. It can't be your ex. Hard to say in a general reading because it's going to be different for everyone. Again, if there is no fire sign, somebody has to take the lead and maybe bringing up why the relationship ended. But I see here that someone's refusing to do that. The 2 of Swords. There's stuck energy around you and your ex because somebody does not want to look at it. Somebody does not want to talk about it. Why things ended. Why someone was not happy. Someone refuses to see the truth. And you're stuck. And you're stuck because of that. Remember, you also had the Hangman in the first spread. Being in limbo. You're just not moving forward with the situation. Somebody is refusing to face the music. They're refusing to maybe reach out to you. They're refusing to acknowledge why they left. But the King of Wands, if it's not an energy, if it's not a person, if it's not you or your ex, this is a need to take action. Somebody has to acknowledge what happened here. Again, that's probably why you have the World 2 times as well. It's time for a new chapter. It's time for all those disagreements and the misunderstandings and all those things that we saw in the first spread. It's time for all of that to come to an end. It has to come to an end. Because you did have it right here. Let me just show you. The 7 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. That is a problem. Perhaps there was a lot of fighting with the 5 of Wands. A lot of struggling around the relationship. And you need to confront this with the 7 of Wands. You need to really speak up for yourself. Because somebody here, your ex, refuses to face things. They refuse to take action. But somebody has to talk about why things ended. Let me get a few more cards for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces about their ex for April 2019? You have the Chariot, Pisces and their ex for April 2019. The 7 of Wands has repeated itself. Pisces and their ex for April. The 5 of Pentacles, Pisces and their ex for April. And Temperance. Okay, so let's look at this. So the Chariot is telling you that you can still move forward in the relationship with your ex because the Chariot is a major arcana of movement. There will be movement around the relationship. It's also a card of victory. So any problems that you had, you can overcome them. But the Chariot means you have to stay in control. So this definitely ties in with the King of Wands, taking the lead. This is about staying in the driver's seat, being really persistent and determined. At the same time, the 7 of Wands has repeated itself. When it comes to your ex, like, you really do need to speak up for yourself. You need to stand your ground. Perhaps you were treated really unfairly because you do have the 5 of Pentacles here, which means that you really feel that you were hurt. This is an energy of like somebody slamming the door in your face, somebody just completely shutting you out of their lives. Healing has to happen. You have Temperance. There is a need to heal what happened between you and your ex. And this reading is not saying it's not going to happen. It's just saying that somebody has to get the ball going here, because the 2 of Swords 2 times, somebody refuses to take action. Maybe they're refusing to acknowledge the mistakes, they're refusing to reach out to you. Somebody has to take action. And for many of you, it can be you, because I feel that here you have something you have to say. You have to really speak your mind. You have to stand your ground. Again, for some of you, you just feel really hurt with the 5 of Pentacles. You feel like they just completely let you down. They shut you out of their lives. But Temperance is saying this can be healed. Temperance, keep in mind, it's also telling you to be patient. So this could be something that maybe does not work itself out in the month of April. It could carry over into May or June. Temperance is telling you just be patient. Don't panic. Don't do anything extreme. Just let everything fall into place naturally. You do have this energy from the Chariot promising you victory if you are staying in the driver's seat, if you are staying in control. Mind you, that does not mean rolling over and dying and letting them walk all over you, because you do have the 7 of Wands as a repeat card. Either way, the sign of Pisces, like, you do have to speak up for yourself, because obviously here the reading is telling me that something was unfair. Something was not fair. Somebody just maybe cut you out of their lives with no explanation, or maybe the explanation was just not very good. You really have to speak up for yourself. At the same time, you can heal the relationship. I mean, you start with the 10 of Pentacles. You still have that, possibility of a long-term relationship and stability. It's just, my goodness, the World 2 times. It has to be a relationship that is kind of like a whole new chapter. It's not the same old crap from before. It's something completely brand new. And somebody has to take action. I mean, this is important because it's a repeat card. And it's important because if you don't, depending what it is, it's going to be different for everyone. If someone does not take action or make a decision, then this whole thing with your ex is going to stay on hold, and you don't want that. So again, this can be maybe someone reaching out to the other one, someone admitting they made a mistake, because you did have that energy from the Five of Swords in the first spread, and the Five of Swords is this energy of just messing up. There really is no way to sugarcoat this. Somebody made a mistake, somebody sabotaged the relationship. Maybe somebody needs to admit that. And it can definitely be you. Maybe you made a mistake, and if it's not you, then it's your ex, and they need to own up to that. Again, you need to speak up for yourself. Okay, Pisces, this has been your love reading for April 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.